1.21.50 will completely and entirely change every single seed to make them completely unrecognizable. Okay, maybe not that far, but there are still going to be quite a number of changes that happens inside of seeds. Of course, one of which being the fact that we're getting a brand new type of biome, but that's not the only change we're going to be seeing inside this new update. Because from things like structure generation to the entire spawn of your world might be completely and totally changed when this update releases. But you might be asking, okay, wait, structure generation, how is that changing? Well, if we hop inside of this seed, we can see it right here, and head off in this direction for quite a number of hundreds of blocks off in this direction for a little bit, then what we're eventually going to find is an entire woodland mansion we can see sitting itself literally just right here, right on the edge of some pretty hilly dark oak forest we can see around the place. And if we load up this exact same seed inside the previews and head over to those exact same corners we saw the woodland mansion, then what we're eventually going to see is this huge pale garden we can see right here, but no sign of the woodland mansion, and that's because pale gardens actually override a good chunk of dark oak forest, meaning in the case of were any structures like a woodland mansion inside of it, that means that they can no longer spawn here, meaning we are probably going to be seeing a reduction of the amount of woodland mansions we could actually see inside of seeds, which considering how rare these are already, that just makes them that much harder to actually find. So just as a compromise, I wouldn't mind them just generating inside or on the edge of pale gardens, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Because again, let's take this seed for example, because we don't have that one we saw right there in the main version. Where's the next nearest woodland mansion? Oh, nothing too far, only about 4,265 blocks away. So the fact is that structures are going to be a little bit more sparse, at least when it comes to woodland mansions actually generating inside of here. And if you think that overcomplicates things, then wait until you hear about what happens with the spawn of your world. Because let's take this seed I showed off a few months ago where you spawn on a very small island but with a huge amount of biomes we can see right inside of here. Well, that's what we see inside the main version. If we hop into the preview, then we're going to see something entirely different. And when I say entirely different, I mean the spawn of your world, depending on the seed, is completely and totally changing because we loaded into the exact same seed we did before, but we're generating spawning on here inside of a mega taiga and a normal taiga instead of that tiny island. Did seeds just 100% change without us knowing or something like that, or what else is happening? Well, if we just head off inside the ocean for just a little bit, then what we're eventually going to see is the original spawn we see in the most current up-to-date version. It's still here, but it's now no longer our spawn, and that's because as of this one update, seeds are very more particular when it comes to actually spawning you inside the world, because before it would always try to spawn you in 0-0 or as close to it as possible, and considering there's a huge body of water here, this is like the closest thing it can generate me on. But now as of this one upcoming update inside of 1.21.50, now it's less dependent on the closest land and more like the most, I guess, pronounced land, if that makes any sense at all. Which is pretty cool in some ways, but at the same time is pretty frustrating in other ways, because now we have no idea what survival islands work, what other types of things work. Your spawn might change, your spawn might not change. None of us really know until we actually check in our own individual seeds ourselves, but yeah, it's just important to be aware of things like this. As I show off seeds in the coming weeks, I will be letting you know as to what version I'm actually showing it in, so in the case they do change inside of upcoming updates, then you will just be mildly aware of that. But yeah, with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.